Hello there, it's your boy Kero, and today I'm coming at you with 50 facts you need to know about AEW Fight Forever. While it's true that the news about this video game have been slow, and there isn't even an official release date, we actually have a ton of information about AEW's first ever big pro wrestling video game. The game is aiming for an arcade style instead of a simulation style, which is very observable from the graphics and the fast-paced gameplay you see right now. So far, there are around 20 names confirmed for the roster. The rumors have pointed out that the game's starting roster will probably be around or less than 50 wrestlers. Here are all the confirmed names for AEW Fight Forever. As I said before, the roster size will be small, and some very surprising names will be missing in the game's first release, like the newest AEW Tag Team Champions, The Acclaimed, or FTR, and even Evil Uno, who has been working hard to promote this game. However, these names are very likely to be added later as DLC, especially if the game is financially successful. Another interesting small detail is that no one in the game will have overall scores. Unlike WWE 2K, the wrestlers can bleed in the game, and I mean this is an AEW game, so what did you expect? They can bleed as this game is rated 16. Moreover, the game will not limit you to male versus male or female versus female matches. You can choose to play with anyone against anyone on the roster, meaning intergender matches are confirmed, and not only that, if you want, you can make CM Punk face CM Punk. The devs recorded a lot of special chants for the AEW roster, which you will get to hear in-game, like the crowd going...
It's the first time we've seen entrances for either of these characters
whenever Adam Cole makes his entrance. The wrestlers also did some voiceovers for their own towns, so when Kenny Omega points his finger and goes bang, that's gonna be Kenny Omega saying bang.
Mastermind behind everything.
I was gonna say you worked with him and he...
You will have more than 40 weapons at your disposal, including tables, ladders, chairs, fire extinguishers, and I'm not sure this is a weapon, but you will also have access to pizza that you can eat. You can pick up the weapons from under the ring, or depending on the match type, wherever they may be laying in the arena. The match types that will be present in the game include single, tag team, three-way, four-way, ladder, Casino Battle Royale, False Count Anywhere, Unsanctioned Lights Out, and Exploding Barbed Wire Deathmatch. Meaning we can look forward to some brand new match types that we have never seen in a wrestling video game with a budget like AEW Fight Forever. But sadly, there can only be 4 wrestlers max on screen, as evidenced by the match types. The game will feature minigames that are very similar to party games, such as Super Mario Party. Now getting back to the facts, if you're looking for a story in this game, then you're in luck, because there's a career mode where players can create and develop their own wrestler who joins the AEW roster and appears in matches and stories over an event schedule. Points are earned by winning matches and fulfilling certain objectives, which can then be used to enhance their wrestler stats. Managers are also confirmed in the game, but their role is currently unknown. From this interview, however, it looks like managers may be a part of the career mode of the game. AEW Fight Forever will, of course, feature a creation suit that will let you create your own wrestler attire, appearance, movesets, entrances, teams, and arenas. Again, very similar to the 2K series, as Yuke is the studio behind the development of this game. There will be no custom belt creation in the game. Due to the fact that AEW Fight Forever is being made by the same company that made many of the WWE games before WWE 2K22, it is possible to spot many animations that you may have seen in the 2K series make their way over to AEW Fight Forever, alongside with many new move animations, of course, created specifically for this game. And speaking of those animations, each wrestler can have up to 5 signatures and finishers. This, alongside the ability to perform many other moves, will make sure that every wrestler has a very rich moveset. But how do you perform all these moves? Well, this is the control scheme of the game telling you all about just that. You can reverse your opponent's moves, but you can also block them. The blocking animation harkens back to the old N64 AKI games. And sticking with that trend, the game's momentum system, which will allow you to hit your biggest moves like your signatures and finishers, is very similar to the old AKI games. The more offense you do, the more your bar will fill out until you can hit your special moves. But if you're at the wrong end of a beating, your momentum bar will start to fade until you get to the danger state. This is when you need to play really carefully, as any given move may take you out. Interestingly, when your bar is wrestlers in the danger status, you're able to perform acts such as a possum pin and perhaps some other moves to get you out of a tight spot. You're also able to do the good old dingus punch, as I like to call it, as a way to keep your opponent away from you as your character is getting to their feet. And of course, that punch is accompanied by the lovely bell sound. When you reverse an opponent's finisher, their momentum switches over to you, resulting in you getting a huge advantage and giving you a chance to completely turn the tables around. Wrestlers like Paul White, aka The Big Show, will be much more challenging to play against as they are super heavyweights. As you can see right here, it is way harder to bring them down in comparison to a normal size wrestler. The commentary will be very limited. For example, you will only hear it in specific situations like when a wrestler hits their finisher. Excalibur, Jim Ross, and Tony Schiavone will be doing the commentary. And as for the announcements, of course, Justin Roberts will be the in-game voice.
Matchup today, so you're going to see a full one-on-one matchup.
All right, fans, here we
between
go.
the two.
An exciting match standing by.
Making his way to the
Are they?
Kenny.
Aubrey Edwards is also already confirmed as a referee, and it isn't unlikely that we will see other AEW referees featured in the game like Rick Knox, Paul Turner, and so on. The wrestler selection screen looks like it's straight out of WWF No Mercy. Looking closer, you can notice that it is possible to switch the selection to a list of names instead of going by the pictures, which should make things a lot easier. Throughout the menus, the wrestlers will show up with their in-game models instead of their real renders, like in 2K, which fits the style this game is going for personally. This is how the matchup screen looks like, and to give you my opinion once again, I think it looks nice and clean. The entrances in the game will be very short, much like the older WWE games. Wrestlers in AEW will show up, do a couple of their signature taunts, and the entrance will be over. However, it is confirmed that you will be able to trigger your own pyro during your entrance, which sounds exciting. You can do CPU versus CPU matches, and thankfully, the game features pretty good AI. The gameplay you're watching right now is between two CPUs, and just notice how Hikaru Shida backs away before performing her running finisher. While in the THQ series, even if the AI is point blank near you, near their opponent, doesn't matter if it's you or if it's a CPU, they will choose to perform the running finisher right then and there, which makes the move look super weird. The AI does not seem to waste too much time standing outside the ring either, which has been a huge problem with the THQ series for years now. And not to mention, they actively use taunts and act proper to the situation they're in. And again, judging from the gameplay we're seeing right now, the AI seems to be capable of taking advantage of all the features in the game, like outside diving, springboards, and catching moves, which are a thing in this game as well, and they might not just be catching finishers, but we don't know that yet. Anyways, they do all of this instead of being broken, so all this is much appreciated by yours truly. There's a mode called Online Co-op with tag team matches that features sequences of team maneuvers performed with simple commands, suggesting that we will see a unique gameplay loop in the game's tag team matches, both online and offline. Speaking of online, evidently you can also go one-on-one with your friends or against others in online play. On a side note, as this is just a rumor for now, AEW devs are also looking for ways to allow cross-platform, which would be a huge plus for the game for sure. There won't be any demo of the game that will be available to the general public, so we will have to wait until the game comes out to get our hands on it. Also, no, you won't be able to import your own music into the game, but this shouldn't surprise you as no company would ever put a feature like this in their games unless they want to get absolutely destroyed in the courtroom. On the topic of music, the current AEW Tag Team Champion Max Caster has some of his own in the game, and you will hear them in the menus, even though his character is not going to be in the game at the beginning anyways. The rest of the soundtrack will mostly feature all the licensed AEW wrestlers' theme songs. Another rumor which is important to talk about is about community creations. Earlier on, it was reported that it wouldn't be in the game. However, there are reports that the development team walked back on this decision later on and are looking for ways to implement it into the game. So while it isn't confirmed as of yet, there is a possibility that community creations may end up making its way to AEW Fight Forever at some stage. Now for the most important part, what platform is this game being released on and when? AEW Fight Forever will be on the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and finally on PC. In other words, pretty much every single platform you could think of. And with that being said, this, ladies and gentlemen, is where the facts come to an end, meaning there's no concrete news on when the game is scheduled for release. But there have been many rumors that the game is being planned to be released by the end of 2022. If not, in the first quarter of 2023. So we may not have to wait too long to get our hands on this game. And there you go, that was 50 facts that you needed to know about AEW Fight Forever. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so if you drop this video a like or subscribe, it would help me out immensely, more than you would ever know. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. This has been your boy Kero, and I'll see you on the next one.